So I woke up the other morning with huge breakouts all over my cheeks and this huge pimple on my chin. Now, it had me thinking, like, could this be a random breakout? Absolutely. Could this be hormonal? Possibly. But it had me thinking that there is something more to the story. And it's something that we talk about sometimes, but probably should talk about a little bit more. Now, what if our symptoms are trying to tell us something? What if what happens on our skin is actually our system trying to let us know something else is going on? So, today I'm here to talk with Patrick, and we're going to discuss a little bit more about why things show up on our skin and what that could mean. Today, we're going to be talking about food sensitivities, gut health, and a treatment called LDI, a treatment that may help people get to the root cause of chronic symptoms. Oftentimes when I get a breakout like this, I really take that time to self-reflect and see what I've been up to in my routine. I think, about my sleep, what my sleep quality was like, if I added something new into my diet, if I ate something in excess that I shouldn't have been, what time of the month it is, if I've been eating more sugar, if I've been just consuming things that I don't normally consume. And this may be a result or a reaction to something bigger that's going on inside my body. So, you try really hard not to overthink and self-diagnose and ChatGPT or Google the symptoms. So, hoping that today our discussion gives you a little clarity on what else could be going on and an option for those that are struggling with similar breakouts like this and other skin issues. I know skin issues are normally caused by something going on inside. So I wanted to ask Patrick a few things. I wanted to know, people come into the clinic and they complain about skin issues, chronic fatigue, digestive upset, scalp issues, headaches, the list goes on. Why is it that they look at the gut? Let's find out. What actually is gut health?
Most people recognize gut health from the lack thereof, meaning symptoms that are uncomfortable. So pain, bloating, distension, etc. Good gut health, you shouldn't really notice or think about. Our digestive tract's designed to function automatically, and a few times a day, bowel movements of the right shape and form. So that's good gut health. It's a lot more than that too, because the immune system is involved in inflammation. So, but usually bowel movement quality is an indicator, but there could be other things that need checked or monitored.
And why does gut health matter?
We find most things linked to either the liver or gut health. So most chronic problems, especially inflammatory in nature, have gut origins.
And how can food sensitivities affect the body?
Food sensitivities often kind of are reflective of potential gut issues, because when the gut's inflamed, that inflammation can travel to the skin and the rest of the body. So it's just kind of an overall reflector indicator that there could be issues. So we find that food sensitivities and the regular consumption of those foods can irritate the gut lining. An irritated gut lining may give you more food sensitivities.
What symptoms can show up?
Well, like you were noticing with your face, a lot of times it is a skin reaction that is an indicator for the gut. So acne, eczema, psoriasis, itchiness, even fungal issues can be indicative of a deeper gut issue.
And why don't symptoms always show up immediately after eating?
There's a concept, especially in alternative or naturopathic or functional medicine, of delayed sensitivity. where in Western medicine they deal more with immediate allergic and immune reactions. So delayed can be a little confusing because it's 2 or 3 days later, and afterwards you've already forgotten maybe what you consumed or had eaten or the amounts you ate. So it's a little tricky to narrow it down. So one way to deal with food sensitivities, potentially, and therefore one way to deal with acne and eczema and different skin issues is LDI, which stands for Low Dose Immunotherapy, is something I do in the clinic, and it's a way to desensitize the body to different foods. So there's a few different ways, a few different methods that are out there to the concept of desensitizing the body or restoring that immune tolerance to a food. LDI is the one I prefer, the one I use the most. It was developed by Dr. Ty Vincent on Maui as an offshoot of traditional allergy desensitization, and it's a sublingual method. So as long as we know what the trigger is, potentially what food, and what the reaction is, we can try to desensitize your body and observe that that reaction is less and less over time, or hopefully to zero. So it's a useful and a non-invasive technique that works surprisingly well.
Who might benefit from LDI?
Just about anyone could try and benefit from LDI. I think there's so many reactions in the body that turn out to be kind of this immune overactivation, almost like autoimmune. May not be called autoimmune, but in a sense it is. So there's so many reactions that are like that because there's so many chemicals and in our environment, so many triggers and that we could react to. So just about everybody, but anything inflammatory and anything skin related could try LDI. If it's a true infection, we don't use LDI for that. So not true infections, but just immune overactivations.
And how is it different from avoiding foods forever?
Well, it's because people have a hard time avoiding foods and reading labels and avoiding them forever. So that sometimes works. We'll just have people do a 2 or 3 week avoidance and try to reintroduce. That sometimes works, but when it doesn't work, then we try LDI or a different technique.
What does the LDI treatment actually look like?
LDI is loaded up in the clinic and shipped out or given to patients, and it's a liquid and it's sublingual, so under the tongue.
One thing I've learned from dating a naturopath is that your symptoms aren't always random. Sometimes they're clues, and sometimes they're your body telling you something is happening on a deeper level. But understanding what's going on in your body can be incredibly empowering. If you've ever struggled with skin issues, food sensitivities, bloating, chronic fatigue, headaches, or gut health in general, please let us know in the comments. This is the first of many conversations about gut health. If you liked this video, please subscribe, like, share with your friends, and let us know if this was helpful. We'll see you next week.